start. Alright, that's great. Can you see my trading view?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I think you shared a Ethereum setup as well. I'll go over Ethereum as well. I have some markings on it, and looks good for now. It's like holding out the daily or block the higher time frame structure right around here. Like that's like pretty good for me. And it probably goes up to like this level right here. If we don't reject around 2K, then that'd be cool. But I'm personally in a BTC long just now. That's like around here. I don't think like it's breaking down so far. It's just grinding up. This is the 5 minute chart by the way, and it probably rejects right around here and rejects from this high right here because I see some sort of some level of like buys right here. There's like a bunch of like buys that are stuck here. So maybe they like some sellers try to enclosure or trap those buys again and maybe follow up in this specific PA right here. And since it's like grinding up and after the rejection, it probably just like keeps grinding higher. And the moment it gets above these highs, I feel like it's likely gonna go for this NPOC right above here. And what level is this NPC at? That's like something I marked on the higher time frame. That I think before 2 weeks ago I updated that once this move happened right here, I was like, okay, this should like start to hold those and form a local low around here because if it starts to get down even close to this level here, and why is this like level very important? Because this is the breakthrough of this like how long was this range from 12th of March to October? That was like 5 months or something. I'm just gonna mute this guy. So that was like 5 months or more of range. So the breakthrough of that range was right here. So that's like a lot of decent volume that was like pushed in here. And if prices like go around this level, that means all that volume and all that buys that moved price from this level to this range right here has pretty much been flushed out, and I don't think like there is much more buys to hold this level, and it just like gets back into the range, and once it gets back into the range, it's gonna easily rotate lower. If it was bullish, then it should just like hold lows here and hold the low where it actually popped up from, right? That's what price should be doing in my opinion. And it did start to form a local low and started to form like a D-shaped value for the moment. And it probably goes up to this NPOC, which is just rotations in my mind. That's like you form a value first after an impulsive move down into just like nothingness, which is like this is an imbalanced move. And as we know that price seeks balance after being imbalanced. This here is starting to develop its own balance because it's like too risky for price to come down here, and a lot of these like once price comes down here, it's like an easy short, an easy setup down to like here, and everybody who's been like long around this area right here will be pretty much in like red, and their liquidations will be used to push price much further down. That's why price and I feel like smart buyers are right here setting up for like local lows, even though it's like in like an imbalanced area. And the general rule is that price like once it's like balanced, it becomes imbalanced and starts to like form new balance. But it's an exception that it starts to form a balance in like a previous imbalanced area. So you know how dangerous price price is to come below this level, and that's why it will like easily rotate down much lower. So it's very easy to like take shorts once price starts to like break down around here. Just put your stop loss at the POC of this developing range right here, and then just like try to aim around 6160, which is supposedly the value area low of this entire range right here. And so far, I'm currently in a, let me see what the, yeah, I'm currently in a long around here, and I'm just like whole like this is the 5 minute chart. On the lower time frame, it's still pretty much like grinding higher. I don't see any sort of like rejection for now. I'm expecting a rejection from like around this high. This is an internal high. Probably we do some inducement come back here, and if we still support the trend on the 1 minute or the lower time frame, it goes much higher and just rotates to the value area high right here, which also has an NPOC, which I like marked out here in the TPO. And this isn't generally poor highs, but I don't personally like the structure of these TPO. Usually they get taken out. There's like a very thin sell tails. This isn't what I'm usually looking for. This a lot of like liquidity just sitting above, and we have an NPOC above that as well. Also, we have like this like rotational range that's forming, and this like naturally just forms because price is like been imbalanced for, let's say, price started to like run down from here to this level right here. So price has been imbalanced for quite some time, and this I would also consider this to be like an imbalanced structure. These like just random candles up and down, and price been imbalanced for some time, so it's naturally just forming a balance for itself right here. And we're just gonna play rotations within that. I think before I wasn't very active. I did post that there's an NPOC down here, and price is gonna sweep this level and then form a local low, go above here. And so far we are following that, and I'm still looking to like follow that plan. And if you're looking to like trade this, just follow this like 1 minute structure for now. And if you're looking to trade this on the higher time frame, I suggest you like to take your longs once we are back into the highest value that was formed during this range. That started from like 21st November to like 22nd February. That's a few months as well, quite a few weeks. So if price does come back above this value area low right here, I suggest you like split to longs and try to aim much higher. Which so far I don't expect it to happen. I'm a bit bearish on this scenario, though I am expecting a move above to this range high right here, value area high, and the value will continue to form in my opinion, and eventually it will also break down. So far I'll just like try to ping pong within this range, and if it rejects here, that's like a decent short setup here as well. Put your stops above this high. Try to aim back at the value area low right here. And again, if you want to trade the breakdown, you just wait for the breakdown below this low right here, below this continuation candles. So you have to keep these candles in your mind. So if we do come down here, break this level, just ape into short and look to TP 60, 61K. Your stops above at the POC of the prior range, which is a setup that I think I've shared in alpha or like the range setup here. Maybe in the volume profile here. You have this setup right here. So once like price starts to range and it starts to break down after a deviation high, just like put your stops at the range POC, because that's where the invalidation for that breakdown would be. And you would see like it will be very obvious to you that there is a continuous downtrend structure that's forming at the breakdown level right there, and you can just like easily trade that. And for Ethereum, I feel like Ethereum also for the higher time frame. I don't know if like many people were discussing it. Ethereum also on the daily time frame, it looks very good. It's like in a decent higher time frame POI for me, which is like you could consider these as like decent higher lows all the way from 2020. 2022 June. I would consider these like all of these as like higher lows, and we're in a pretty solid spot for ETH and not for BTC. So probably ETH BTC you're gonna see like a huge range form on BTC, while Ethereum and alts pop up. So you could potentially see a lot of gain in alts. So I would suggest that instead of trading BTC, just move your major focus to coins like Hype. Hype also looks good so far. I missed this like bottom entry right here. Hype also looks good. It may or may not give you a pullback to maybe around here. I don't maybe not. So you should just like watch out for these coins. Ethereum, I'm watching Ethereum, Solana, Hype, and Tomorrow is also good. And Trump is something that I would definitely like keep an eye on. High for me. And again, I was discussing that Ethereum is pretty much in a higher low structure, and the 4 hour and the 1 hour looks exceptionally good as well. That is like we formed like a quite a decent low candle right here. I just like observed and got back to desk today, so I definitely missed that low entry right there. And if you could see like slow grind structure lower time levels, I would like try to aim that maybe in the 15 minutes. So far it's just like chatting up, sort of. This again is like a higher low structure for me. It's very 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 bullish, and this is the first resistance in my opinion. Like the overall trend is like down. We still haven't really broken it, and if we start to grind up, slow grind up right around this level, I would just like try to go for uh with 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 a stop loss of wherever the higher low around here ends up with, and try to aim for this like this POI right here, which is something. Yeah, I'll try to trade that. Unless and until we start to like reject from here, that and the rejection would be obvious as well. So price is grinding up, and if you see something like this where there's like a series of lower highs where there's like continuous breakdown, then you don't want to be longing this anymore. You would expect for this to have been rejected and it goes up a bit lower, deviates, and then pops up. Again, this is like a very nice higher time frame PI for me, so I'm not really bearish for Ethereum here, but I'm a bit bearish for BTC. More like chopish. I feel like it's gonna chop and then eventually like form quite a decent range around here. And even if it like bleeds and forms a range around here, I feel like that could still be beneficial for Ethereum. Again, that will validate this scenario right here if BTC just like nukes down, and we would still be in our higher time frame POI for that's likely gonna be good. For gold, gold's been like pretty just I've been bullish on gold for since like 2022, and I still hold quite a bunch on physical gold. But for now it's like we'll just go over the lower time frame for it. The 15-minute looks good for a somewhat retrace, uh, decent trade. Uh I think the New York session is about to open in an hour or so. And if you start to like reject here, go on the 1 minute time frame, see if there's a breakdown. I'd like to trade it down to 308, 307. Keeping in mind that these highs hold, right? So if these highs hold, there's a rejection here. This is a trade that I'm looking to take. For euro, I'm not really trading it much, but I think there's like FOMC. Oh, so out of this PI. That's something that I would be interested in. I personally am not interested in trading this right here. This to me is ill. If I'm out here, this to me right the middle. So I just ignored this here right here and wait for some sort of reaction or distribution to happen around the level. Some sort of like bounce, like a sweep to happen below these lows right here. That'll be a trade that I'm looking. Does anybody have any questions? Where's the chat? XRP. I'm recording this. Hopefully it's I don't fuck up the XRP and WIF. This to me is like a hard time frame range. I'll just like mark it out as such, and just mark this levels out right here. And yeah, this is a bit in the middle. I wouldn't like I can't tell you to like go long or short around here. If you're to like take scalps, then you'll probably get a better PA for it. But I feel like this has pretty much like topped for some time, and sort of rejection. I'll sort of expect for XRP to move down around here from this level or after sweeping this high. So I'll probably set alerts around this high right here, or watch for somewhat distribution around this high for here for XRP and with Well, WIF is just like dying, huh? For WIF, like I don't really like to trade coins that are pretty much just like slow bleeding down. That's not the sort of PA that I'm interested in trading. I always want to look for sort of accumulative structure that looks like this, a series of higher lows, which I don't generally see here, which is like a series of just like lower lows right here, lows here, more lows here. And if it starts to change, this is the higher time frame, right? You could definitely scalp a lot of like scalp and trades from this, but you generally want to position yourself into coins that support the Ethereum agenda right here, because if Ethereum is in for a decent move up, then you don't want to be wasting your time on coins that maybe start to slow bleed or start to chop. So just look for coins that have more of the structure right here, which is similar to Ethereum right here on the higher time frame, right? So you don't want to be wasting your time on coins like this. Maybe this pops up, maybe in a week or so it starts to like form that sort of structure. For now, I'm not. I wouldn't really be wasting my time on this right here. And obviously these are like meme coins. They get like random pumps, like this, but you don't want to be wasting your time trying to time that as well. Popcat, yeah, Popcat is pop. See, yeah, Popcat doesn't seem to be like at all-time new lows, so that's good. I don't know what trade this is. Same for Popcat. If it's like starts to somewhat go against the trend that it's in, this is pretty much of a slowly down, continuous slower lows, continuous slower highs. If it starts to on the lower time frame, there's somewhat of a bullish momentum that's happening right here. But if it starts to pretty much change this structure right here, starts to do more holding of lows, then that's something that I'd be interested in trading. Just like to clear it up, like Ethereum is in a nice zone, so you want to be looking for altcoins that have a structure that looks like Ethereum, like a bunch of higher lows or a bunch of like just low holds. These two structures are similar. This is what you want to be like looking for in the altcoins you're going to be trading, or you wouldn't want to be looking for them not being at their all-time lows, right? So the coins like Popcat and WIF that I've seen, they're like pretty much below their own like all-time prior lows, which isn't something that you want to see. You probably want to see coins that are still maybe just like one low above the prior low. They're definitely not something that's like at an all low to see for momentum or like slow grind that's happening on them. And those are likely gonna move like 100% to 100% in the next week or so. So we are like I have like observed this at a good time. So you're likely gonna have a lot of decent move on altcoins in a week or two. So I'd like make a list of altcoins that are pretty much like grinding higher, have this like low hold structure, or have like a slow grind structure after they've like made a low, or and if they look something like this, just move your immediate focus and shift it to those, and just try to trade those. Those are gonna be working very well in my opinion. Can you share your FRVP settings? I can share mine. Where is the FRVP? So far it's the same 68% for the volume area. Row size is 1,000 number of rows, which doesn't really matter. And style you can screenshot or I'll share it in chat. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions so far? Yeah. By the way, you don't want to be like shorting higher lows as well. It's something like I think I tweeted about it. Let me try to. I like the alpha section right here. yeah, I personally wouldn't recommend trying to short higher lows. That those would look like here at the top. So that would look like trying to short setups that have haven't really broken down. So if you're trying to short right here, to down here, trying to expect a much lower move down, while price maybe comes around here and then like holds this low and then pops up. So those are that's something that you wouldn't do. Mm, somebody asked me today that, and that's caused by a few things. That's like there's a lot of shorts liquidities and a lot of sorry buy liquidity that's like here. So the price goes down. See they get liquidated and it or down. But usually once like price is very close to those levels, there are more, which is like I've explained it somewhat here. The people try to enter shorts, expecting a breakdown to happen, but then eventually they're saved by predatory bids, and that like sort of saves the that happening right here, and somewhat traps the shorts that like entered around here, and use them as liquidations to make artificial move up, which eventually just does not end up working. He pops down, but don't want to be the first out here get baited as well. That's something that I posted today, but Ibera Pixel Kaido ENA looks strong. I'll have to like see the chart for those, and if they are holding lows, you can like share them in the chat right here. I'll probably have to like put my focus on these ones. And here, where does your current value area on BTC start? Current value area starts from, you can actually start it from here because this is not a continuous move down. Some people like ask me why I like started after the range starts, and that's the perfect way to get a D-shaped value. This is still a D-shaped structure for me because it's not like developed too much. Even if I like try to move around here, it's not gonna change too much. We still have these deficiencies these structure right here. You see these low volume nodes. We're still gonna have these, and the reason I like try to avoid the imbalanced moves is they cause those sort of like imbalanced low volume nodes, which like end up as like somewhat of a rejection sometimes. As you can see, there's like a low liquidity here, and price has not been able to push above it. Once it starts to push, it's just gonna automatically rotate to the other side of the value. Uh, if you have like a continuous move down in like one candle or just like one move, then you would want to miss out on marking that as a range, and you just ignore that, mark your value area. But since this isn't like something that happened in that sort of regards, which is like it started to like somewhat form structure right here, though lower high structure right here. That's something that I look to include in my developing range profile as well. Obviously, once it starts to like develop much more, we have done one rotation to the value area high. I'll probably move it to the point where the low started, then move on to the range, marking that range, and then playing with that. What's the value you have on the run? 800. Is around like it's not at 88,800. It's at right here. It's like an overlap of two POCs, 88, 300 something. Around 88, 450 bit, 440 ticks. Yeah, it shouldn't be really perfect on the numbers, but I'm using 50 ticks, and these are my settings. So 88, 300 to 400 is the deviation for that. You have the range to mark on your chart at those points, and you just set mark marked on the chart at those points. Not sure if I those. By the way, like I haven't like talked to a lot of people for like a week or two. So if you could maybe update how you guys are doing like in training wise or overall, maybe DM me or in chat, that'd be cool. I'd like to get an update on how the chart at those points on 8%. Value high and the value are not sure. Still understand, but this is the value area high, this is the value area low, and I have marked it from, usually you mark it from where the imbalanced move that is like that started from here, it ended here. So the once the imbalanced move ends, that's where you mark the range starting from. But since the range isn't really developed so much, we are still in a developing range. I'll like to include this PA of that's somewhat of a structure as well. This is not like a one liquid. This here is structure for me. I'll as well in my range here as well. That makes it a bit blocky, and for me it makes it a bit more clear. The low volume nodes, as you can see, they're providing like quite a strong rejection level here, which if you move it down here, they don't look so blocky here, which it's a visual understanding that you do after marking. Good morning, Baja. Avoid the initial thin move. Yep. Good morning, Baja. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. What about you, bro?
Doing great.
Great to hear that, bro. Good to hear that.
I'll probably hold more VC sessions, please, and just let me know. We're close to start time for
Right now?
not right now. But it's like
Oh, okay.
then recording. Yeah, I have this session recorded. It was very nice talking to you guys again. Like I said, if you guys can update me on how you guys trading wise, I'd love to hear that. It's a week or so that I haven't read to y'all. And thank you all for joining. Guys,
Enjoy
later
your iftar.
tomorrow.
Enjoy
Bye.
your iftar.
Enjoy yours too.